Welcome to Talk Pro to Me, the podcast where we talk about our passion, the purpose, and the paths that led us to the professional remodeling organization, Pro. We are excited you're here. I'm Sarah Waters. I'm your host. Now let's build something great. This episode is brought to you by Sinovation, where brands show up and win. Welcome to our August podcast as we kick off with Kim Cahoy of Kimberly Cahoy Design. Welcome, Kim. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's kick off with just talking about what does Kimberly Cahoy Design do?
I help homeowners make selections throughout their entire space that they're remodeling, either main floor, bathroom, kitchen, builders and contractors who want to elevate the experience for their homeowners. Sometimes they'll bring me in.
Your owner, how long have you had this business?
9 years.
9 years. Mm-hmm. What brought you into entrepreneurship? Why take the leap and start your own thing?
So after having 16 years experience at CKF, I decided I can always go to work for somebody, and now is the time to try to do something myself. And 9 years later, I'm still going.
Kudos to you. 9 years is quite the achievement.
Yes.
So that's quite the success.
Yes.
What have been some pivotal moments for you as a business owner to get you to that 9 years?
Gosh, started in my home. In 2019, I got out of my house and I had my first office location and moved a couple times, and now have landed in Elkhorn and have office space there and have been there for a year.
What can they expect when they come in?
Yep. It's a showroom, not necessarily open to the public. So they do have to have an appointment to come in, because as of right now, it's just me and a part-time design assistant. Yeah.
So what was the transition from working for someone to being your own owner?
I think getting the whole business set up, I think that was the challenge, like knowing those first steps, which just getting to know people in the industry, I was able to lean on some other independent designers, and they kind of coached me on what to do. So that's really helpful.
So you're part of Pro, and a lot of what we talk about is mentorship, collaboration.
Yep.
You mentioned mentorship. You actually lead our designers roundtable.
Yep.
What advice or what has been so beneficial in being a part of things like that? Like, why lead those? Why put your time in?
I think for me, I want to help other designers who might be starting out on their own, or, get into some of these topics that are kind of difficult, like KPIs. I think we just did last, which I'm still learning a lot about that, but kind of trying to help others like discover if they want to do their own thing, and let them know that others have gone through it and it's okay to ask for help, which is sometimes we're not good at. Letting them know that they're not alone. And Pro has got a lot of people that now I feel like I've made a ton of connections that I don't feel like I'm competing with anybody, that they're really helpful in answering any questions that I might have.
I think it takes a lot for a business to get to that comfort level where it becomes kind of mentorship for someone that's doing the same as you are. How do you get to a place where you feel comfortable to help your competitors?
I guess being confident in yourself, which takes some time. I'm introverted by normal, and so I seem very outgoing.
I was going to say, you're introverted. I would not have guessed.
Yes. So yeah, I think, I don't know, just kind of putting yourself out there and getting in the uncomfortable and pushing yourself. And
yeah, just doing it. So there's a lot of questions from a consumer, the homeowner standpoint. Do I start with a designer? Do I start with a contractor? Like how do they know when to start working with Kim?
Yeah, that is a difficult one for people to understand. For me personally, I like to be involved from the get-go. So a lot of like how I start with clients, I have them go to my website, kind of get a little educated. There's a intake form where we'll ask budget, and it's not my intention to spend the whole thing. It's to give me an idea of where they want to be. And some of them don't really know. Yeah. We will schedule that discovery call, and I can pick their brain a little bit on if that is a realistic budget, and if it's not, qualify them a little bit.
Do you think budget is a big thing, right? What is it? HGTV?
Yep. Budget, time, and quality. Yeah. Those are like the three things that
do you find most homeowners come in with unrealistic budget and time expectations?
I feel like most of them are actually pretty decent. Okay. Some do put a low end on their kitchen remodel, and you're like, okay, well, you have to kind of find out if they're do-it-yourselfers.
Sure.
My time involved, I can help them get them on a path to a good looking project, but it might have less of my involvement, where a higher end project will have more involvement. And yeah, it's a balance of trying to figure out what's important to them. So that is something on our intake form that they'll fill out: budget, time, and quality. Those three things are in a priority list. And that's when they give me that number, that kind of tells me what they are willing to spend on certain things. So
What are some of the biggest budget breakers that put people
Mm.
over that gap that they don't realize is going to take them from this level to this?
yeah, so I mean, cabinets, countertops, appliances, those are big things. Flooring can be a big thing.
Sure.
So yeah, and then obviously keeping in mind the contractor's amount in that overall
Sure.
budget. Yeah.
And so when they work with you, they're also working with a contractor. It's not just Kim. You have the outsource a contractor, or they can bring in their own. How does that work?
We do both. That is part of one of the questions. If they have their own contractor, who it is. If they don't have one, then I'm aligning them with one of the many that I have access to through Pro.
Sure.
So yeah, and it's, again, it comes back to that quality, time, and budget. If there's contractors I work with that are already booked for the year, then it might have to filter into the next year, and then we'll use that with timeline.
What are some of your favorite trends right now? And what is one maybe you wish would kind of go out the door?
I wish grays would go out the door.
We get that. That's what everyone's saying. They're kind of over the gray.
Yeah. In fact, I just had a client meeting last week, and one of her inspiration pictures was a gray cabinet. And when we met, I was like, is there any way I can talk you out of that? She's like, sure. I don't know. I feel like trends, yes, I keep those in mind, but anything that you truly love is never going to go out of style.
Sure.
I will try to keep the most expensive things kind of more timeless, so that
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, if you want to change with trend, it's a little less expensive to
Yeah. Not
switch
tear out
out.
those great
Yeah,
cabinets
yeah.
in 2 years.
Yeah, so we might do splashes of color with, wallpaper, or some fun light fixtures, or just easy things that a homeowner could switch out on their own.
You mentioned over 25 years in the business, long time. Do you have any favorite projects that stood out?
Oh gosh, that is such a hard question, because yeah, I think the ones that do let me add some color, and they aren't just white kitchens,
Sure.
creamy kitchens. Most recently, it would be the master bath that I had to incorporate a sauna in.
Oh.
I've never done that before, and so that was really, it was a challenge to fit in such a small space. We had to get that one back into budget. So I learned a lot about saunas that one.
So you put a sauna in. Tell us, is that a regular request, everyday request?
It is not. It is not. And I think the homeowner was very health conscious, and I think she also taught yoga. We started with a design plan to try to actually have sauna where she could do some yoga in. I've never actually been to like hot
Like
works
hot
or anything like
yoga?
that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
hot yoga. So I've never done that before. And I was like, if we truly go down this road, I might have to go experience it so
Yeah.
that I can know
I
what
love
she
that.
does.
Do your
So,
homework.
but yeah, that, again, doing a custom sauna was going to end up being like 20 grand. And so we
Wow.
were like, how do we get this closer to our budget? I didn't realize how expensive they were until we started pricing it out.
Did she put it in? Did it happen?
We did a prefab sauna, had to work around the dimensions of that. So it was a tiny space. So
Challenge for sure. But
Yeah.
you guys did it, and
We
then
did
she
do
loves
it.
it, right? That's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
You mentioned there was a major height difference between husband and wife, and that comes into play when designing things.
Yes.
Who would've
So
thought?
yeah, the husband was 6'7", and the wife was 5 foot. So it was a challenge to work through and make sure everything was accessible.
Probably not something anyone thinks about going into a renovation, that those things come into play. And that's where the designer side is so beneficial,
Yeah.
because you're thinking about stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. A lot of renovations, does that mean the whole thing needs tore down? We have to move walls, or can people do simplicity where there's
Yeah.
less movement of the house?
Yep. A lot of times homeowners have an idea when they come in, and they're like, can we tear down this wall, open up the space? Sometimes it doesn't require that. And obviously costs will come into some
Yeah.
of that. But yeah, some of the rooms that I do, it's not necessarily removing walls. In the case of the one that you'll see on the virtual tour, we removed a half wall, but added walls in another area to create an office. So it's not always about tearing down everything. We added,
Yeah.
added
There's
to the
ways
space.
to
Yeah.
elevate without
Yep.
people need to understand you can make so many changes just on that design side.
Yep.
What does 2026 going into 27, what any major goals for your business that you're hoping to achieve?
Ooh, we are currently looking at expanding the design team. That's exciting. I'm super excited about that.
That is, they
Yeah.
have an offset.
Yep.
How
Yep.
is that for you? Because I know you are very organized, you're very
Yes.
detailed. Is it
Yes.
hard for you to relinquish that to others to take over that control?
I learned about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago that I had to expand. You have to relinquish
Mhm.
that. And my way is not always the right way. It's the only way that I know how to do things and have less errors and things like
Mhm.
that. Just finding those people who are detail oriented.
So anyone coming in that either is interested, hey, I want to get in design or even working with you, what are some key elements? Like you said, detail oriented. What do they really need to have in their skill set to be
Number
in that
one,
area?
some computer skills would be awesome. Detail, learning how to measure, tape measure. I think just soaking it all in. I do a lot of internships with Metro, UNL, or even Wayne State Community College. There's a lot of people out there looking for work in the design
Mhm.
field. And so that's where a lot of that mentorship kind of comes in. So I'll do unpaid internships at
Sure.
my office, and sometimes they take 1, 2, haven't gotten into 3 yet. Then by doing those internships, you find who are the good people.
Sure.
And so you kind of keep them on board. The gal that I currently have right now, she was somebody I just missed the boat on getting last year about this time for an internship. And then it just happened to be that she came around, and I share her with another independent
Okay.
designer. That's what I love about our community, is that people are willing to kind of help each other out. And she's a part-time design assistant for me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Education is a big part. We've talked a lot about it. You're even working with those that are working on their education.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of controversy on what really qualifies an interior designer. What is your background in the education side, and what's your thoughts on having certain qualifications?
So my background is 4 years of design at UNL.
Sure.
So I have a Bachelor of Science in Interior
A lot
Design.
of time, a lot of money
A lot of
getting that.
time,
Yeah.
a lot of money to get that. There's a lot of classes that are around structure and color theory and things like that. I'm always looking to learn. I'm in ASID, which is
Yeah.
American Society of Interior Designers, and so we do CEUs to kind
Yeah.
of stay up on current codes and things like that. There is a program at Metro that's a 2-year program, and it's not to say that it's not a quality program. It's just that they haven't gotten those last 2 years, which is a lot of the computer skills. And so I'm finding that a lot of interns coming out of that don't have that experience. They still have to do internships. So that's nice.
So for consumers and homeowners, some key elements are to just know what is the background, what kind of educational experience you feel like that matters, right? 4
It
years,
does
6 years
matter.
does make a
Yes,
difference.
it does make a difference. I didn't turn my business into this from taking a hobby of mine.
Sure.
It's something that started, it was ingrained in me very young. I rearranged my furniture multiple times in my bedroom. I liked to build forts. And so I actually started in the architecture because I
That's
like to
funny.
see things kind of
Yeah.
come together. But yeah, I guess if you have an interest in it, try to get some education in it, because you can make some huge mistakes.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot of measurement, right? There's a lot. It's not
Mhm.
just picking colors and patterns. There is a lot that
Yes.
integral that goes into the back end
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
movement. Yeah.
Not just a
decorating.
decorator. And there is a difference between decorator, a stylist. There are
Yeah.
do the education on it.
Yeah. Consumers have to do their homework a little bit. It is a big investment. So you want to make
It
sure
is, for
you're
sure.
putting some diligence to
Yeah.
that.
I do a lot of kitchens, and it's a main floor remodel. And so not just decorating. Definitely not just decorating.
So when you're not working, which probably is not very often, what are we doing? What are
My
we doing?
brain doesn't ever stop.
I know it doesn't.
Gosh, we are empty nesters, but we still chase our kids with their activities. I like to work out, exercise, read books. I do watch a ton of movies, and yeah.
What's your favorite genre? What are we watching?
Gosh, I like crime stuff.
I
Crime
would not have pictured
series.
you a crime person.
Yeah, I read a lot of those books too, but I think it's because I have to try to figure things out. I don't know. I'm not sure why that is, but occasional love story, isn't so bad either. But
And you said, so what's empty nesting? What's that like? Has that been an adjustment? Are you having the time of your lives?
It's been an adjustment for sure. I probably have to make sure I turn it off and stop working at some point. I bought a puppy back in July. Probably not a great idea.
A little bit of regrets there.
A little at first. Now we've kind of turned the corner. So yeah, at first I was crying.
Yeah, know that feeling.
Yeah. You would think with all my time on my hands, I would have time to work on my own projects at home, but it's like the last thing I want to work on, actually.
Yeah,
So,
that is a fair question.
Mhm.
You guys are always doing projects. Do you
Yep.
do your own home renovations?
Yeah, I kind of pick and choose. I usually have a target of one big project every year. I have not done my kitchen yet. It will probably be the last project that I do because I don't want to get it wrong.
Right.
I think maybe a lot of designers have this, but for me, it's hard to decide on what my style is at home.
Sure.
I'm very eclectic, I guess I would call it. I like classic with a little bit of vintage stuff, but yeah, it's really hard to pick a style that I would want my house to be.
That's
So,
interesting. Indecisive in your own, but not on the
oh
other
yeah,
side.
I can help people all day long do theirs, but when it comes to my own, it's almost information overload. So I kind of take that when I am working with homeowners because I know how overwhelming the process can be. So try to break it down for them and eliminate some of those options and make it more simple in making
Yeah.
decisions.
As we wrap up our session, what's been a big challenge just in the past year that you have overcome or that you're working to overcome?
I think the biggest challenge is, yes, coming up on 10, whatever, next year, but knowing when is a good time to hire and grow. That's been a challenge for me in the last 9 years because our industry is so up and down.
Yeah.
When is a good time? Because some days it feels like feast or famine. That has been a challenge.
I'm sure if you're thinking about it, it's probably time.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
hard to take that leap. Then
Yeah.
you'll be like, I should have did this 6 months ago.
Yeah.
On the flip side, what has been something you're very proud of that you've accomplished over the last year or few years?
Gosh. I would have to say that I'm not kidding. 2 days before the ASID awards thing was due, I decided to enter 2 projects, and I have never done that before. And I was like, I can't know until I try. And so entering a couple projects into getting critiqued by other judges, it brought me back to that college when you're standing in front of your peers and you're getting your project
Sure.
critiqued and you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be. And then actually having the 2 win an award, I was like, maybe I actually do know what I'm doing.
Speaking of awards, you entered the Pro Contractor of Excellence. You had 3 projects, so you kind of swept all the awards. You had 2 golds, a silver. You won the overall platinum of the evening.
Yes.
And you won a member award of Recruiter of the Year or something like that.
Yeah,
So
it was a little unexpected, but yeah.
You had 5 awards to carry out that night.
I did. Yeah.
So you're doing
I think it's a validation a little bit where, like I said, a little introverted. And I was kind of like, I'm out here doing something I love and enjoy and getting reviews or feedback from clients. So then are validating, but then to see in the industry receiving awards from people who don't normally see you every day is kind of a nice thing.
Yeah. It's always surprising to see, especially someone to think, am I doing well? Am I doing this right? But even just the designer's table, you've really grown and turned that around from 3-4 people attending to, I think we've had almost 14. Yeah. So you've done an amazing job. Even
My
just
goal
leading,
was to outgrow the space that we were in,
which you've done. You've done. So I think kudos to you because you really have put a footprint in the organization and in the industry as someone that kind of is leading the way in the path. You should be very proud of that.
Thank you. I am. I kind of am. That's why I take it like
kind of am.
I really want the people coming to those to get something out of it and that it's beneficial, that every time they come, they're going to walk away with something good. I do ask them at every meeting, this is our next topic. Does everybody think this is a good thing? And I want feedback because if it doesn't, pertain to the whole group, it might work for me, but it doesn't work for the other 10 people in the room or whatever.
It's surprising to hear you as someone I've seen do the splits at gatherings to say you're introverted.
Yeah. I don't know. Depends on the situation.
Yes, very talented. And your husband too. He can do the splits too. It's amazing.
Yes, he can.
Fun time. You
That's
want to have a
the
good
gymnast
time.
side of the family.
Cahoys are a great time. You guys are a fun couple.
That's good. We like being life parties sometimes.
We gotta leave on if you want to do the splits to kick us out. Or
Ooh, I don't know. I could do it in the jeans, but I paid for it the last time. My hips hurt for a little bit. So
well, I feel like that's the way we got to wrap it up.
Yes.
We're gonna split out of here.
There you go.
We appreciate you coming. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
We will check and see you guys next month.
Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by Signovation, where brands show up and win.